Bring the cat, you said. It'll be fun, you said. What you didn't say with that brilliant mouth of yours was that the cat would startle your horse so badly while you were out in the middle of a field that it would buck you off and throw you onto a pile of rocks. And now the cat has to tend to your wounds. Are you going to question my species more, or are you going to just lie still and let me make sure your bones aren't broken? I know, this is all very shocking to you. Believe me, I had no intention of revealing my true nature to you this way, but this is how it has to be, so I suppose we're just going to have to make do. What am I? Are you going to continue asking annoying questions like that the entire time I'm trying to help you? It seems like a fairly reasonable question. Well, I do suppose I owe you that much, since I did give you quite a scare, and since my tagging along is what caused you to be injured like this. Very well. I am a creature referred to as a Neko, and that essentially means that I am a person with cat ears and a tail. I can speak fluent cat language. Oh, and I can turn into a cat, in case you didn't notice. Yes, I do also have claws. How very astute of you to observe. No, I am not going to scratch you. Why would you think that? Because I usually scratch at things in my cat form. You do realize I'm a firm believer of don't bite the hand that feeds you, right? Have I ever scratched you while in my cat form? Oh, really? You're gonna go there. I scratch you when I play? What? No. You were going to say something else. Don't just disregard it. What were you going to say? Oh, you've heard that cats eat their owners when they die. What, are you afraid that I'll seize this moment of your weakness to kill you and then eat you? I'm not that stupid. Unfortunately for me, and most fortunately for you, I have no means by which to get back inside the walls if I were to kill you right now, so what purpose would it serve? No, the Titans do not view me as human. However, I have grown quite accustomed to sleeping in a warm bed and having meals every day. Yes, I do quite enjoy your company as well, but that is beside the point. The point being, you are hurt and you are still moving as if I'm going to hurt you. I know you're scared and my claws look awfully sharp. Yes, my teeth too. But please try to be still, would you? I am doing this for your own good and for mine as well. Because, genius, as I said, if you were to die, I would have no means of getting back inside the walls, and I would be starving and cold for the rest of my miserable life. Oh, you're going to make that joke, are you? Yes, for the rest of my miserable 9 lives. Do I actually have 9 lives? Honestly, I don't know. I'd prefer not to test it, though. So how about you let me treat your wounds instead of squirming and trying to push me away? All right. That's better. Oh, really? You're sorry. Well, I suppose I'm sorry, too. After all, I shouldn't expect you to be so calm in the face of all of this, should I? No, I suppose it wouldn't be fair of anyone to expect anyone else to be calm in this situation. So I do apologize for my anger toward you. Although I do tend to get a bit angry when I'm panicking, and seeing my master injured like this, well, that's enough to make anyone panic. Yes, I called you my master, why wouldn't I? It sounds weird? Would you prefer I call you my owner? Indeed, that sounds even weirder. Caregiver? I hardly think that that's an appropriate nickname for you, considering I'm the one taking care of you all the time. Oh, please. Don't pretend you don't know what I'm talking about. I always have to nudge my water bowl so that you remember to drink. And I always have to meow at you and paw at you until you go to get my food so that then you'll remember that you haven't eaten at all that day, and then you get yourself something to eat as well. Yes, actually, that is also why I kept leaving dead mice at your door. Well, because you're such a lousy hunter that I figured I would help you out, especially since you were giving me a warm bed to sleep in and all of the ear scratches I could ever want. You think that it was revolting? Well, that's the last time I leave you anything that I've hunted. Good? You are so stubborn and ungrateful. You know that? Fine, I suppose you can keep asking other questions to change the subject. Besides, it is good if you talk. After all, you did hit the ground pretty hard. I would like you to keep talking to make sure you aren't concussed. Hell if I know. I don't understand human interactions. I barely understand humans as a whole. Least of all, you. I don't know what you should ask me about. How old am I? Well, that depends. Are you asking for cat years or human years? Human years. Well, if my mathematical conversions are correct, and give or take a few years, I'm about the same age as you. Oh? Why does that make sense to you? Oh, right. I suppose that our physical builds are slightly similar, and due to our age similarity, that would make sense. Am I technically part cat? Well, I suppose you could call it that. I do share some similarities with felines, and I actually have this voice in my head that's completely feline. I don't know if it's just my voice when I'm a cat, or if it's some other twisted thing, but it's there. So I suppose I could say that I'm part cat. Why do you ask? Oh. You're wondering if that will affect the age at which I die. Well, I suppose I wouldn't know. After all, my parents were, well, they didn't live long enough to figure that out. Neither did my grandfather. So, I really have nothing to base my assumptions on. So I guess we'll just have to figure it out as we go along. Well, I suppose I could die before you do. But if that did happen, I would consider it a miracle, wouldn't you? What's that supposed to mean? What, do you think that I'm so desperate to get away from you I would hope to die before you? Don't be ridiculous. I would hope that you would die first, if that was the case. No, I'm simply saying, look at your career path. Look at what's already happening to you on your first expedition. You could die any one of these days, you know that? Well, I suppose I'm worried about that. After all, you are my main source of food and warmth at night, aren't you? No, I'm not. I'm not getting angry. I'm just a little bit annoyed. Don't mention that. That has nothing to do with what we are currently talking about. No, it does not. My face is turning red because it's so damn hot under this afternoon sun. You know that? I know there's wind chill, but the wind is burning against my cheeks, all right? And it's turning them red. I know it's blowing from behind me. Shut up. And my tail, it just fluffs up like that sometimes. It has nothing to do with the current emotions that I am experiencing. Understand? No, that did not start happening when you asked if I was worried about you. No, I am not embarrassed. I am certainly not embarrassed. I'm not lying to you, Master. I swear I'm not. Yes, I'm sure. I don't understand the question you're asking. Why did I react what way, and to what? Oh, you're wondering why I suddenly got so nervous and hesitant when you said, "Don't lie, Armin." Well, I suppose that's just a habit because of my species. After all, if our master says our name, well, it's sort of a feline instinct, I suppose. Like when a cat runs to you after you call its name. You know what I mean? Yes, it essentially makes me more obedient, I suppose you could say. No, it doesn't mean that you can command me to do anything. Although if you did tell me to do something, I suppose I would be more inclined to obey you. Why do you ask? Don't say my name so firmly. Makes it sound like I'm in trouble. And I haven't done anything wrong. In case you haven't noticed, I've finished bandaging up your leg and your arm. So I certainly don't deserve... All right, that was better. That was much more gentle. I appreciate that. Are you going to tell me to do something? Is this going to become a game for you? I should have just kept my mouth shut. You just want me to answer your question honestly. I have been nothing but honest with you, haven't I? Are we back on the subject of my blushing and my tail fluffing up? For the last time, it was the wind and my tail just being funny. I don't understand why it does that sometimes. I am not worried about your safety. I am worried about losing the benefits that I get from having you around. Nothing more, nothing less. I am not lying to you. Damn it. Fine. I suppose, to a very small degree, I am worried that one of these days you'll go on an expedition and you won't come back. There. Are you satisfied with that response, Master? Not quite? Fine. Go on. I wouldn't go as far as to say that I care about you, but... Yes, I do sometimes take your safety and your health into consideration, which is why I take care of you so well when we're home. Yes, and why I'm tending to your injuries right now. What? I don't understand. Why I'm looking at you like what? Like a cat who wants cuddles? I don't know what you're referring to. Alright, fine. I suppose that is another benefit that I do enjoy when you're around. I do quite like the affection that you give me, and I suppose that I care about it enough to want to keep you around for a long time. I am not being cute. I am a ferocious tiger that will kill you if you call me cute again. Fine. Call me whatever you want, but scratch my ears when we get back, okay? I think I've earned it after all of this help that I've given you. Really? You're agreeing to it so easily? Well, in that case, I would also like some cuddles when we get back, too. And some catnip, maybe? Why catnip? Oh, you'll find out. And it's definitely not because I want to roll around in it and get high.